On this edition of Wolf Tracks 2000, we have highlights of this year's sophomore elections. A new band in South is breaking through. Listen in as we take a look at their newfound talent. Also tonight, the story on Napster, what students think about this issue in the news lately. The second annual SK video game tournament was a great turnout, and you'll see who are this year's champions. All this and more on your November edition of Wolf Tracks. Hi everyone, welcome to our show. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Jeneane.
And this is the Jen and Jen Show. On our show tonight, we will take an in-depth look at some really talented people and the stories they've produced.
Let's get started, shall we? Our first guest is, I have it somewhere. Do you have the guest list?
No. You said you would hold on to the guest list. Jeez, with all those CDs on your desk, how can you find anything?
Oh, here it is. Chris Glisson.
Hi.
So, Chris, I understand you did a story on the ever-controversial issue of Napster.
Yeah, I decided to do a story on Napster because it's a real hot issue with the teenagers and stuff, and all the artists are going crazy thinking that they're not going to get any money off of it, so I thought it'd be pretty interesting to do.
That sounds like an awesome story. Here's a look at the Napster story.
It's the most controversial program since the birth of the internet, allowing its users to freely trade music across the world from every genre and every country. But is it a safe haven for music lovers, or an artistic thievery in the minds of musicians? This student believes that Napster is a legitimate community and free market, if you will, for the music listeners.
Just like radio, pretty much. It's just, you know, because I still buy CDs, I just check it out through Napster.
Some artists beg to differ, including Metallica drummer Lars Ulrich, who recently brought forth a lawsuit against the program.
Their own. We felt that it came to a point where we couldn't sit back anymore and be passive about this.
You've probably seen various artists' pleas and points of views on the news or MTV, but we wanted to see what students in South Kitsap, users and non-users alike, felt about the file sharing application.
I do think it's wrong. I mean, if they're putting all this effort into making a CD that people aren't even buying because they're just getting it off the internet, I don't think people should be doing that. It's not right.
I think that's pretty wrong. I think the artists deserve to be paid for what they're doing, and understanding being in music myself, I think, you know, if I was to come up with some pretty sweet songs, you know, nationwide and stuff, I'd be expecting to make money off that.
People are still buying their CDs and stuff. It's not totally cutting it off. So.
In the process of this story, we found that the amount of users versus non-users was nearly 50-50 split, with most users obviously advocating activity while non-users condemning it. During our interviews, we came across Marissa Krecker, who gave us a unique perspective on the whole Napster issue.
I mean, yeah, it's convenient for the person, but I've never thought about the artist. That is kind of unfair.
Which made us think, are teens aware of what they are doing? Or are they recklessly downloading at the expense of the artist? Lars Ulrich, in light of the lawsuit, claims to have documented in just one weekend over 1 million users frequently swapping copyrighted music, which he says is potential loss of revenue.
The argument I hear a lot that music should be free must then mean that musicians should work for free. Nobody else works for free, why should musicians?
Yet student users disagree, even going as far as to say it may be beneficial for some artists.
Because if you're like a new artist and you can't afford to have your like CD like widely distributed yet or something like that, you can put it online and anyone can get it, anyone can listen to it if they want for free. And it could, you know, make you popular if you weren't before.
Wrapped up in litigation, the future of Napster is in question, but its music community seems far from being jeopardized. Will the lawsuit lead to Napster's downfall? Or will the future of music be free?
You know what, Jennifer? I never really got the concept of open house. It's not a house, and it's not open. Maybe it's open, but it's not a house.
Shut up, Jeneane. Let's just welcome our next guest, Chris Maupin. Maybe he knows the answer.
Well, I don't really have the answer to that question, but I do know that a lot of parents come to meet teachers.
Let's take a look at the open house story.
Whoa, parents in school? What are they doing here, you wonder? Why, for SKHS Open House 2000. This year's open house was a little bit different. Instead of one big meeting place, each class had their own, with the sophomores in stage 1, juniors in the gym, and seniors in the library. After a 10-minute intro, the parents were out of the meeting and into the not-so-crowded halls to get to class. or to wander and look at career opportunity displays. That was our chance to grab some interviews and find out if open house is a good thing.
So it's very helpful as far as preparation as well as planning, and it's a great opportunity for us as a staff to get a chance to meet a lot of the parents and encourage them to become involved with their student.
I think that our open house is a wonderful opportunity for parents to get to meet administrators, counselors, and the teachers, to see a little bit about what the building is like, the makeup, and to see what our kids are all about here.
Yes, I think open house is worthwhile. It's a good chance for the students and the parents to come and meet the teacher.
Yeah, but what do the parents think?
Really enjoy coming to South Kitsap High School, see what's going on, watching the programs. It's a wonderful opportunity to meet the teachers, see what the students are doing, and see how our school system is taking care of our students. A great opportunity. Thanks.
I think open house is really a good idea. It gives the parents a chance to look around the school, see what their kids are exposed to, talk with teachers, get an idea of what teachers expect from them.
We even got a word in with the big boss man himself, Mr. Colombini.
Don't be afraid to get involved with our school. Please encourage your sons and daughters to get involved with South Kitsap High School. It's a great place to be.
All in all, the night went smoothly. The parents got a taste of what it was like to be a student. And what better way to end the night with the SK dance team? Open house. We'll see you next year.
Our next guest is a guy who did a story on the chamber choir here at South. Let's welcome Joel Emans.
Hi.
Hi, Joel. Nice to have you here. Maybe you can tell us why it's called chamber choir.
Well, in the medieval times, when chamber music began, the choirs would sing in churches, and in those churches there were small rooms that they called chambers. And, well, that's how you get the name, pretty much.
That makes sense. Let's take a look at the story.
Second, South Kitsap. All chamber singers won. Yeah!
Last year brought a change to vocal music at SK. A new group was created, the Chamber Choir, a completely a cappella group specializing in classical and Baroque style music. The premier classical group at SK performed over 35 times, including a second-place finish at the Columbia Basin Festival, a spot on Northwest Afternoon, and a second-place finish overall in the 2000 state competition.
I decided to start a chamber choir to give more kids opportunity to expand their musical endeavors and to do some classical music beyond regular concert choir.
Within its first 3 months of existence, the Chamber Choir had undertaken a massive project, a madrigal feast.
We prepared for about 2 months, but it took a lot of preparation because we had to learn all those songs, and it was really tough. And some of it we did at the last minute, but this year we're going to do a great job.
It's a dramatic presentation. We do Baroque music, Renaissance music, fully dressed, full dinner, and we put on a whole evening of entertainment.
Oh, you're a doctor! You're a doctor!
With a complete script, 30-plus songs, and a 4-course meal to provide for their audience, the group had their work cut out for them.
After it was done, it was just like a complete wave of relief just swept over the whole entire cast. It was awesome, but we were all glad it was done.
The Madrigal Feast was an unprecedented success. All performances were completely sold out. The Chamber Choir had made a name for itself.
The chamber choir is back again this year, despite fear of cancellations due to levy cuts.
If you didn't see it last year or would like to come again, you can call Mike Allen for tickets at 876-7318 or contact a chamber choir member.
And we're back. Jeneane and I need a bathroom break, so we're going to throw it to some PSAs and promos. Enjoy.
look stressed. Stay up all night studying for that English test?
No way. We have an English test today?
Duh. She said it like 2 weeks ago. Didn't you write it in your planner?
Dude, I haven't been using my planner at all this year.
I've used my planner a lot this year. My advice to you, buddy, use your planner.
Well, we're fine now. Our next guest is Dino Linsao, who produced the story on the sophomore elections. Hey, Dino.
Where did Dino go?
Dino.
Oh, Dino.
Oh, hey.
Now, Dino, you're a senior. Do you remember your sophomore elections?
Oh, my sophomore elections? Oh, yeah, they were great, man. Seeing all those speeches and the skits, it's hilarious.
Oh, the memories. Let's go to that story.
Election month. The debates, the billboards, the promises, the commercials, the long and boring speeches. Wait a second. These aren't just the same old elections. These are SK elections. On October 4th, South Kitsap sophomores delivered their speeches for this year's sophomore elections. The votes have been tallied, and this year's sophomore leaders are Senators John Fuchs and Brandy Lindbergh, Secretary-Treasurer Cassie Edwards, Vice President Doug Sackerson, and President Evan Brumfield. Both Evan and Doug have held office before in junior high, which probably helped them win this year. So with so much political experience in their background, we were curious what direction they're leaning towards in this year's national elections.
I'm going with Ralph Nader. I just became a big Green Party supporter last night.
I'll go with him too now.
Really, yeah. He seems a lot nicer.
Yeah.
And he's not as rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, and rich people, sometimes they just make me mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take a good look now, because these may actually be the future leaders of America. Or SK at least.
Hey, Jennifer, have you ever heard of a band called Biaxident?
Actually, no. What kind of music do they play?
Well, it just so happens that our next guest did a story on it. Let's welcome Michelle Pandino.
Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Hey. So tell us how the story came about.
Well, these guys were just playing music one day. They were really interested in playing guitars and stuff. They thought, hey, we sound good. Let's get a band together. So they did. And they expect to have a CD out in the future, too.
Well, maybe in the future we'll hear from these guys. Let's take a look at Michelle's story.
There's a lot of talented students here at SK High School. Some like to sing, some like to dance, some like to do weird things. But in just a moment, you're going to meet 3 very talented guys who sing in a band called Biaxident. Let's check them out.
Hi, I'm Joel, and I play the drums.
I'm Jake, and I play bass.
I'm Aaron, and I play guitar.
Their name, Biaxident. Their quest, to have fun. Their favorite color, blue.
Yeah,
blue is pretty cool.
These guys have been playing for 2 years and have performed several times.
Yeah, we play at parties and lounging and all sorts of stuff.
The first band up is Biaxident, so give them a round of applause.
So we went to one of their practices to see what they're all about.
I'd have to say that we probably have a combination between funk, rock, metal, alternative rock, and just many different types of styles of music. We don't really want to generalize ourselves.
And we just got together and jammed, and it was good, so we started a band.
Yeah, we try to practice on Thursdays after school, so we're somewhat productive.
And what about future plans?
I would like to go all the way with this.
Me too.
So, what do their fans think?
His band's cool. The music was pretty good. Biaxident ruled! They're just like,
yeah! They're really good, and they play good music, but they need a singer. So if you're a singer and you want to play with a group, you talk to Jake Pazno, Aaron Yost, or Joe Hazelquist.
Yeah, that's right. They need a singer. So, what happened to you guys a singer?
We moved to Oregon.
Okay. Are you gonna do anything about it?
Yeah, we're gonna hold auditions for a new singer.
No. See, I think these guys are so good, they don't even need a singer. But if you do want to try out, call 405-8786. Leave your name and number, and you'll be given an audition date. Is anybody welcome?
Anybody that can sing.
So, come try out if you want, because in 10 years, you may be seeing these guys at the Grammys.
Hey, do you have my Game Boy?
Oh, no, actually, I think he left it at my house. My brothers were playing with it.
Well, that's great.
Oh, we're back. Our next guest is Ryan McDermott. Ryan recently attended the second annual video game tournament here at South. Let's welcome Ryan.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about the tournament, Ryan.
Well, it was the second annual video game tournament here at South, and about 30 guys showed up, just played some video games, and we found out who was the best at certain games here at South.
It sounds like fun. Let's take a look at this story.
To prove their greatness, over 25 barbaric adolescent males gathered in the senior section of the South Kitsap Commons. Each nomad came with one desire, which was to win. One by one, each was given a chance. At the end of this so-called tournament, 4 boys became men and were dubbed South Kitsap Video Game Champions. This reprisal took place October 16th at South Kitsap High School. Gamers had the opportunity to enter any of 4 game tournaments. A variety of games were selected, ranging from sports games, first-person shooters, to fighting games. The games included were GoldenEye 007, NFL Blitz 2000, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and Tekken 3. Unfortunately, due to lack of entries, the Tekken 3 tournament was canceled.
I came here to play Tekken 3, you know, because that was the only game I came to play. I went to play Tony Hawk, and then I got totally killed by this one dude who looks like Paul Carter. Hey, Paul, what up? Okay, and
Last year's GoldenEye champion, Luther Cassidy, came back this year to defend his title. He had an easy ride to the finals until he met newcomer Dino Linsao.
I originally wasn't supposed to be in this tournament. I was thrown in because they had extra people, and I managed to make it to the final against Luther. That man is unstoppable.
Dino lost a close-fought battle 10-9, and Luther remained the undisputed 007 champion of South Kitsap High School. NFL Blitz 2000 was by far the most energetic game in the tournament. In this game, you play in teams of 2, and you must rely heavily on your partner. The team of Brad and Brennan won the championship with ease, only allowing a few points to be scored against them. Not many people signed up for the Tony Hawk tournament, but it wouldn't have mattered because Drew Secor dominated most of the competitions with scores ranging from 200 to 400,000 points. Win or lose, it seemed that all the gamers had a good time showing off their gaming skills.
But people seem to be having fun, you know. A lot of gamers came out, showed their stuff. So it's good times, good times.
It's not made for money. It's just to have a good time with video games with a couple guys.
I'd just like to say for the record, from an adult perspective, that everybody this evening was very well behaved, and they all have far, far too much free time. Thank you. Hey.
Well, it looks like Jeneane is missing in action, so while I go try and find her, we're going to take a break for a couple minutes. Take a look at these PSAs and promos.
Ah, Mr. Linsao, it seems you're highly qualified for this job. It pays $1 million a week. You work 2 hours a day, 3 days a week, with unlimited vacation. Sound good?
Yeah.
Everything looks pretty good. 4.0 GPA, 1600 on your SAT. Very nice. What? You failed the WASL? Didn't you think your future employers would look at your scores? What happened when you apply for college? They look at it too. Get out. Just get out.
Man, I guess I should have taken the WASL seriously.
Let's see. Could I have avoided this? First, I didn't get a parking pass. Second, I illegally parked on school campus without a pass, knowing the rules.
And third, I've had several impound warnings. No, it was meant to be.
Oh, hey, how was homecoming?
Oh, it was simply splendid. And the Spirit Week to the prelude of the game was even peppier than usual.
In fact, David Garrett did a story on the homecoming assembly. Let's talk to David, shall we?
Oh, where's David? David.
Hey.
Let's just go to that story.
The middle of October, the SK gym is rocking. Another SK pep assembly is underway. But this is a special day. This is the traditional homecoming assembly. Students are treated to outstanding performances by the SK cheerleaders, SK dance team, and a skit put on by the ASB class about Joe Sophomore trying to find a date to homecoming. But the highlight of the assembly was the skits done by the 2000 homecoming court. This year's homecoming court was Tessa Sayers, Joel Foreman, Emily Pasinich, and Jimmy French, Ashley Foster and Drew Tetrick, Rochelle Cooper and Anthony Edwards, Melissa Duque, Matt Morey, Lucia Maris, and Jaya Martin, Jamie Feddock and Art Lim, Michaela Zern and Ryan Sage, and Brianna Lobbit and Joel Emans, and Kelly Fry and Dominic Rhea. And this year's 2000 homecoming king and queen are Matt Morey and Melissa Duque. Students left the assembly with a higher sense of school pride, and you can bet that next year's homecoming will live up to its great tradition.
Our show is almost complete. We do have one more story, though. It's about the information technology grant South recently received to update our computer programs.
That's right. This has really helped South out a lot, and it gives the students a chance to learn a very important skill necessary to the future of our ever-changing technology world. Let's take a look at that story.
I want to go into the technical field. I want to be a network administrator, and this is a great class.
Oh yeah, I love it, because I mean I like working with computers a lot.
To be able to learn this stuff in a high school class is great for your future.
If I can, I want to try to take over Microsoft, but I don't know about that yet.
That's the kind of excitement generated in the Information Technology Department here at South, and it's not gone unnoticed. The U.S. Department of Education recently honored South Kitsap's Information Technology program as one of the top 9 computer education programs in the entire country. How did that happen? It began several years ago when technology and computer labs were installed at the junior highs. So at a younger age, students were introduced to different facets of technology. The kids loved it and mastered it, often to the surprise of parents.
They can't believe it. My dad calls me up at work and says, "Hey, Aaron, how do I do this in Word? Hey, how do I do this in Excel?" It's amazing.
So with the level of achievement raised in junior high, students are now pushed even higher in high school. At South, students can earn national certifications for popular and in-demand skills.
The high school, we have all the mouse certifications, but we also have the Microsoft Certified Professional program. We have NT programs. We have Novell Administrator programs. We have Novell Engineering programs that all lead to certification. We also are the first school in the nation that will provide a certification, a national certification in Webmaster. Something we're really proud about. But again, we've got there because of the dedication and hard work of a lot of teachers.
The Information Technology program includes everything from video production to graphic design. But leading the way are Mr. Wright, who teaches advanced web design, Dr. Vedros, who teaches the Webmaster Certification program, and Mr. Price, who teaches certification for Novell and Microsoft Network Administrators. South graduates who achieve the right certification are currently reaching incomes in the $45,000 range, only 1 year out of high school. The South program will be used as a model for other schools in the country. That comes with a $15,000 grant from the Department of Education. In addition, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has contributed $100,000. Still in development, but not far off, a video component is being added to computer education here at South. We'll let you know when it's time to watch Wolf Tracks, not just on cable, but on your home computer.
Well, I hate to say it, but today's show is over. We'd like to thank all our guests that appeared on today's show.
And we'd like to thank all of you for tuning in to this November edition of Wolf Tracks.
I'm Jeneane.
And I'm Jennifer.
Good night.
1, 2, 3. 2 for some It's gonna take like all week. I'm like,
Hey Jennifer, have you ever heard band?
band. Sorry.
Well, that's great.
Oh, we're back. Yeah. Go again.
In fact, David Garrett produced this story on Homecoming.
Yes, he did.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Okay.
Oh, hey, how was the game?
I mean, oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey. We have to do it again?
Oh, my God. I can't smile forever.
Well, I hate to say it.
Swallow. Once again.
Here's a look at the Napster story.
Woo!
You want to save that one or what?